So my name's Jay, and I was a system administrator for a long time. That's my buddy Rico. He's going to be along for the trip. And I was on call somewhere around 10 years, which was a long time to be on call. And it was not at my own, it was just one of those things that happened. And, you know, I dealt with burnout, because what would be a DevOps days without discussing burnout? Anyhow, so I dealt with burnout, and it was time to kind of start looking at a new career. So I made some decisions, and then I started to realize that career change is scary as hell. Because let's face it, if you do one thing for a long time and you're really good at it, the prospect of not doing it anymore can kind of be frightening. So what did I do? I started to look and try to move in a new direction. And I started to think to myself, what do I want to do? And I thought about what I loved and what I was great at. And I thought, do I want a new job? And then I said, do I just need a new role? And was there a role like that available for me at the company I was going or I was at? So I thought about, what about sales? Now, a lot of people who've been in technology positions have gone into sales, and they've done things like solutions architecture and engineering. It's a great job, but it wasn't for me. I just didn't really want to be tied to numbers. And then there's support. I got my career started in support, helping people. So I started realizing that, okay, I like people. I want to stay focused on humans, because humans are easier to figure out sometimes than software. Software can really be maddening. So I started to think, all right, so what's the next step? Where do I walk? Where do I go? What do I want to be? Because I still don't know what to be when I grow up. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I'm almost 40. So it's taken me some time. But then I started watching these really amazing people. And I started going to a lot more events. And I started hearing them influence me on using technologies that help me build up to what kind of career I had. So I started listening to them and started to make a decision. Developer advocacy was the role I wanted to go to. I got to start working with peers more often. I got to create content to help them learn. And then I actually got them to help me by they creating content on your behalf. And I got to tell the story. And I got to become a raccoon. I got to be messy. I got to build things and get kind of in the muck and find out how to build things quicker, easier, faster, and more fun without actually being tied to deploys. And I used the skills that I kind of had as being in DevOps and system administration to help kind of lend to the things that I wanted to start doing. Because no matter what, these are great skills to have. But then I started doing other things that actually were moving my career in a completely different direction. And I started learning the value of community building and working within communities even more, beyond just the volunteering that I was doing. And here comes the analogy. So, I started to recognize that developing communities reminded me a lot of the people that were watching this cartoon that was only on for a little bit on a network that only existed for almost half the day in Adult Swim. And kind of, I watched their fandom of this Begat Advocacy. And when I say Begat Advocacy, I started noticing that people were just going wild for this cartoon to the point where there was a sauce that became a plot line in an episode. And because of this, it actually made an entire group of people leave their homes to be able to be part of an experience that they felt was important to them. So what did they do? The nerds left. They went out, they stood in line, they got in cars, and they said, I want the sauce, give me the sauce. Because they were fans. And those fans became advocates. They came to the street, and it reminded me a lot about DevOps. It reminded me about how if you create spaces for people where they feel that their fandom can be turned into something more, then you can create these incredible experiences and environments. And it just really kind of started reminding me of tech conferences. So maybe we all come to places like DevOps Days because they're facilitating things the way kind of McDonald's did. Now McDonald's is this giant corporation, blah, 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 evil, whatever. But the fact is that they've created a place for me to give sauce to people in these conferences where I can give them tools and introduce people and get them skilled up at how to actually start building software or building systems. And this was the thing that just became a life-changing moment for me. So that's my move into developer advocacy, and I hope you consider it because it's been a really great career move, and we need more developer advocates to go ahead into the world and promote great work and and DevOps methodologies. Thank you very much for your time. Love y'all.